people think with moderation you get the good without the bad. Now, a few simple physiological and chemical facts about alcohol. Even one drink interrupts your brain chemistry and causes a feeling of anxiety. So I completely I agree that if you have one glass, it's going to be you're going to have a lot less anxiety than if you have two bottles, but
Yeah.
you still get that anxiety. That disruption to your brain chemistry has an impact on your sleeping patterns, which is why drinkers are always tired, always why you can be in bed for 12 hours and still get up feeling absolutely exhausted. Okay, one glass of wine impacts your natural sleeping pattern that makes you feel tired the next day. It increases your heart rate because your brain pumps loads of stimulants in to counter the sedating effects of the alcohol. When the alcohol wears off, your heart rate goes up. That's why when people wake up in the night, they can't sleep, they feel anxious, and quite often their heart's beating really, really fast. Now, simple facts about heartbeat. When your heart rate goes up, your brain tells you to stop, slow down, and rest. Okay, simple physiological fact. The faster your heart's going, the more your brain's screaming at you to stop and slow down and rest. That's why exercise is hard. So, one glass of wine accelerates your heart rate and robs you of energy, makes you feel tired and lethargic. So, I completely agree that the less you drink, the less damaging it is. But people need to understand it's not, oh, if I can only drink two drinks at a time, I'll have all the good without the bad. You get the bad, absolutely you do. You just get it in smaller doses.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting. You were talking about interrupting sleep, and I did an episode specifically about sleep, but I, got some stats that I thought were so interesting. So, the stats say that less than one drink for women
Mhm.
decreases your sleep quality by 9.3%. One drink for women decreases your sleep quality by 24%, a single drink.
Mm.
And more than one drink for women decreased your sleep quality by 40%. And of course, I would drink 4 to 6
Mm.
drinks a night. So when I stopped drinking, I probably had not had a good night's sleep in years.
Yeah, it has such a big impact on people. A lot of people think with sleep, you lie down, you go unconscious, you come to, and you're good to go. Sleep's much more complicated than that. We humans go through sleep cycles, different cycles of sleep. People probably heard of these. There's something called deep sleep, whereas the name suggests you're very deeply unconscious. But then
Yep.
on the other end of the scale, there's something called REM sleep, which is rapid eye movement. The reason it's called that is because your eyes flicker under your eyelids. They've attached sensors to people's brains and monitored them. And it's really interesting. It's when we dream. REM sleep's when we dream, and our brain lights up almost as if we're fully awake. Now, we don't, again, like the homeostasis in the brain, there's a lot we as humans don't understand about sleep. But it doesn't take a great stretch of the imagination to know if you want to feel good, you need to go through these naturally occurring sleep cycles. Now, when you take alcohol, because it is a sedative, your brain can't get you into REM sleep because remember, it has to go up almost as if to when you're fully conscious, but with a load of sedative, depressant inside you, it can't do it. Drinkers on average get 2 rounds of REM sleep, non drinkers average 6 or 7. So it has this massive impact on your REM sleep. And of course, after 5 hours or so, when the alcohol wears off, you can't sleep at all.
Yeah.
So it has this massive, massive impact. That REM sleep, they've done tests on rats where they've starved them of REM sleep and they've been dead within a few weeks. They've tried to do human trials on it where they monitor people and when they go into REM sleep, they wake them up. And most of the time, they can't complete the trials because people become very depressed, very disorientated, and they take themselves off the trials. So it has
Yeah.
this massive impact on our mental health, but most people just don't even realize it.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the things, right? When you're, that I've heard about either in prisons or other situations in terms of torture that they keep people up for
Like,
days
yeah.
on end.
It's horrible, and of course, this is almost also as well with moderation. It's almost a catch-22 because how much power? Because what we're really saying is alcohol's got too much power. I want my power. I want my decision back. I don't want to. I don't want to be forced to do something. But how much power something's got over us is directly related to how much we want it. the more you want something, the more you will give up for it. Now, the reason I have no problem with alcohol anymore and I have no desire for it is because I don't want it anymore.
Mm.
If you retain a desire for it, you're automatically going to have problems trying to moderate. But why would you want to moderate unless you have the desire for it? So, do you see what I mean? It's kind of
I
like,
do.
to
I
be
do.
completely in control of it, you need to not want it anymore. And if you
Yeah.
don't want it anymore, you'll be like me. I don't want to moderate. If
But
someone
that's
invented,
yeah, you don't want to moderate anymore.
oh,
But for a lot of people, it's almost impossible to imagine not wanting to drink anymore.
yeah, I see it as almost like a prison, okay? And each bar on that prison wall is a false belief about alcohol.
Mhm.
I need it to enjoy. I enjoy nights out more with a drink. I won't enjoy a holiday properly without alcohol. I can't enjoy Thanksgiving without drinking. I need it to relax at the end of the day. I need it to de-stress. All of these, they're all false, okay? And they all form the bars of your prison.
Yeah.
And for me, quitting drinking, so a lot of people, they say, make a list of all the reasons we want to quit, and then have your last drink, or finish your last drink and then grit your teeth and keep concentrating on all the reasons you want to stop. That's fine if it works, but for me, it's far more. It's probably less rational, but it's far more effective to make a list of all the reasons you want to drink and then start analysing them and thinking, hang on, is this right? Because for example, going on holiday, going on vacation, alcohol is a sedative. It just makes you feel slightly dulled. How does
Yeah.
that how does that add to your enjoyment of a holiday?
Yeah.
How does being tired and anxious add to your enjoyment of a holiday? So for me, that was the far more effective way of quitting, was to actually start tearing down those bars one by one.
And
Like,
starting to disprove it based on experience.
yeah, it's almost like so like how you accumulate rubbish in your attic or your garage, and it's
Yes.
just stuff that just sits there. It's almost like a decluttering exercise. Imagine each box of stuff in your attic or your garage are your beliefs about drinking. One day you need to just pull everything out and examine it.
Yeah.
Is this correct? Is this useful? Is it good? If not, I'm chucking it away and having done with it. When you go through that process, for me, it wasn't necessarily about going out and disproving it. It was about analysing it rationally and thinking, hang on, is this true?
Yeah.
And how is it true? Let's look at all the physiological, the chemical, the psychological processes here. My experience was I didn't enjoy holidays without alcohol. But what I began to realise is I wasn't going to enjoy anything if I was sat there wanting something I couldn't have.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
actually learning to let go of it and enjoying the moment and enjoying feeling rested and relaxed and all the rest of it. Of course, I enjoyed holidays. I used to enjoy them as a child. And a
Yeah.
lot of this, it's,
Yeah, right. You used to
yeah,
enjoy them as a child.
exactly. Yeah, it's for me. So a lot of people saying like sobriety is like learning a new skill. I would qualify that and say it's not about learning a new skill. It's about relearning a skill we used to have
Yeah.
that we forgot how to use when we stopped drinking. Because when we were youngsters, we used to go out to parties, we used to go out with our friends, we used to go on holiday, we used to
Yeah.
enjoy Thanksgiving and Christmas. We enjoyed all of it. We didn't need alcohol. It's only when you introduce the drug that you become reliant on it.